Hey, Maura. It's great to talk to you today.
Yeah, hi Joe. Great to be with you.
Yeah, people might be surprised why we're smiling in the thick of a pandemic. But I gotta say, we are a healing culture and we're about positivity. And even though we've struggled here and there, we like to start off with gratitude as one of our values. So I've been meaning to ask you, what are you grateful for this year?
I'm so glad you asked that because there's so much to be grateful for across our entire organization, but specific to philanthropy and fundraising. It was such an incredible year. As all parts of the organization, we just didn't know what to expect. And our donors stepped up in incredible ways. We had thousands of new donors who came to the table with gifts big and small. We had a record fundraising year. And it's funny, as I reflect back, I don't know why I'm surprised or didn't expect it, because philanthropy and our community really rallying behind us has always been part of our culture and who we are. If you think back to the early days of how this organization started, we had the Butler family who came forward and made sure that the lights were on our Center City campus. At the Betty Ford Center, we had Mrs. Ford, President Ford, Ambassador Firestone, and so many others who came together and really raised significant funds so the Betty Ford Center could exist. And we continue that today. So it's been a humbling year in that way, to be reminded of the support that we have across our country with our donors.
Yeah, I've been inspired as well by our donor base because I've seen them lean into their values, their families, gratitude, humility, the empathy that they have for us. As a frontline clinician, I got to say that my journey has been one that went from fear to inspiration. When this whole pandemic started, and I know we were talking about it, we were having a hard time sourcing masks. Not all entities in healthcare were affected the same way. And just like people were affected disproportionately in a stigmatized area where we're trying to fight stigma every day, trying to help people with addiction, we had a hard time getting resources. But I saw courage eventually in the eyes of our counselors, our house staff, our nurses, our doctors, and we rallied together as an organization around our values and what we believe in. And the amazing thing is I saw our donors do the same. What did you see? What did you see on your side?
Well, I remember, it's funny you bring that up because I remember you and I chatting really early on in the pandemic about how we were going to get masks. And you were trying to figure it out. You were partnering with others across the organization, and we were figuring out how donors could step up, and they did. We had a powerful COVID relief fund that thousands of donors contributed to, so we could have those types of supplies. And so that was really incredible. But at the same time, we had a lot of donors step up, allowing us to grow and reach more people. We obviously now have an entire virtual platform reaching people across the entire country, and early donors in the pandemic made significant gifts to help us do that. And so I always want to emphasize is that donors, no matter what the amount they give, have a true impact, because our needs are big and small. We had needs this past year to put masks on our patients, but we also had that need to really grow across the country.
Yeah, what I hear you saying is, what I felt on the ground, which is the donor engagement really helped provide wind in our sails when we needed it, when we desperately needed it. And that is a part of our history and who we are. But they're also going to be a bridge for us moving forward. And and I wanted to say a bit about our vision kind of going forward, because what we aim to do is to uplift other voices, meet people where they're at, and really broaden our banner in many ways. And I gotta say, in the past year, I felt more connected to our donor base than ever before. But you're in this all the time, and so when you look out into the future, what kind of things are you excited about as we engage our donor base?
Yeah, thanks for asking that. When I think about how we interact and how we engage with our community of donors, it's scary to some people when we think about fundraising and asking people for money, but I think about it very differently. I see our donors, our alums, our families whose lives have been changed because of this mission and because of the great work that's happened. And that what I want to do is invite people to be involved, be engaged, whatever that means to you. And philanthropy could take many different forms. Of course, it can take the form of treasure and giving back to the organization, but there's others that can't do that. So that might be giving back of your time or your talent, and we encourage that. And in addition to how people are engaged, I really see philanthropy as a driving force as we move forward. You know, under your leadership, Joe, I know there's a lot of exciting things ahead, and we're going to need those really mission-critical programs to continue. That a lot of them are funded through philanthropy, but we also, as you mentioned, we need to reach new people. We need to broaden our banner, and to do that, we're going to need funding. We're going to need help from our donor base, but we also are going to need the advice from them. We're going to need their support, their guidance. So it goes well beyond individuals just giving back of their philanthropy, but goes so much more than that.
Yeah, it's their ideas, it's their wisdom, it's their experiences, their network. We are so blessed to have the partners we do in, I think, our recovery family. And you know, you're such a big part of that. I really seen this year that we are a mission of love, and I'm really inspired and excited about what's ahead together with not just our organizational staff, but our greater recovery family working together. And you're such a big piece of that. So I just wanted to thank you.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's one of the greatest joys of my life to be part of the Hazel and Betty Ford mission, but that's because of the people that I get to interact with every single day. I'm inspired by the donors that give back so much. You know, I just came off of a donor meeting this morning who this gentleman just said, you know, Maura, tell me what you want me to do. I'm here for you. And again, that goes, and that's, I share that because it goes beyond the gift that he made, right? And he wants to figure out how to make us better as an organization.
Yes, it's absolutely connecting the love and the passion that our donors have to what we do on the ground. And so a warm thank you to all our donors and our larger recovery family for helping us through the pandemic, and we're excited to partner with you moving forward. So thank you all.